let me quickly show you you would how you configure web filtering on FortiGate, and this version 7.6.0. So this is the dashboard, and what you want to do is to block. Basically, what you want to do is to block users from illegitimate sites, malicious sites, or unproductive sites, and you want to ensure that they are safe online as well. So when it comes to policies, you see a lot of policies that have been put in place. Then what you want to do is to build your security profile. So for web filtering, so for this FortiGate, there are two modes of operation for FortiGate. You either use policy-based mode or profile-based mode in applying security to any traffic on the firewall. So the approach here is using profile-based mode, which means that you need to build your profiles, your security profiles first before applying them to the policies. So one of the things we want to do now is to check to build our web filtering profile for users trying to have access um to online and all that. So come to web filter. We have default profiles here, but we want to build our own, which is to have a custom profile for web filtering. Then you create. Once you create, you can name it block users, uh, malicious sites. So ensure you put underscore for every space bar that you use, so as to make it more tidy. So you can either use flow-based or proxy-based. I would suggest that you use flow-based for um, most of your users. Proxy-based would might take time in terms of processing traffic from the first packet to the finishing packet. But flow-based scans traffic faster. Well, depending on what you want to achieve, but I still prefer using flow-based so that I will have faster traffic processing for my users. So looking at this, we have FortiGate category-based filter. This has to be checked so that you can have a list of categories that FortiGate has been able to categorize each of the sites for you. So we have a list of categories from FortiGate, so you have to check that. Then coming to this, we have each label for each site. We have drug abuse, hacking, illegal, or illegal or sites. So each of these sites are each of these category, I mean, are what you can block users based on. So let's start from drug abuse. Do you want users to have access to sites that are labeled drug abuse? I want to block that. I want to block this. Let's just block some of these sites based on this category that we have. You can set to allow, monitor, block, warning, authenticate. I will just block most of these sites. You can allow, you can monitor. Monitor means that the when user tries to have access to any of the sites here, um, 40 the FortiGate would be notified, and you have visibility into what they are having access to. That's monitoring, and also if it's allowed as well, it will log it in the security logging system in the log and report section. So let's block most of these sites. Well, you can check each of this category and block based on what you want to allow or disallow. So let's go to maybe social media. Let's block maybe Facebook or Instagram. So Facebook and Instagram uh will be under social network. So Facebook will be under social network. So let's block this particular site. Then we can block any other ones that we feel related. Let's go to gambling site as well. Let's block based on gambling as well. Gambling, where you, so we see phishing, malicious sites, security risk, all these can be blocked as well by categorizing them on with FortiGuard category based filter. Where's so pornography you want to block, nudity block. Then I'm looking for one site now, gambling. So let's look for gambling. Okay, gambling. So this gambling and the gambling site. These are sites that might not make most of your users productive, so you can just block them. So yeah, you don't want to allow them to override, you just leave it. Then static URL, I'll still come back to it after verifying that Facebook has been blocked and other social media site has been blocked. At this static URL, you can okay, block invalid URL. So this URL filter, so for instance, the purpose of this is to, after maybe you've been able to block or allow sites based on category, you can now maybe so this deals with the category based, which means that any site that falls within maybe dating site, weapon site will be blocked by the FortiGuard category based filter. But you can now allow a specific site that might fall under this site. Let's take social media for instance. We've blocked social media access. Let's say we block social media access for our users, for them not to have access to maybe Facebook and Instagram, social networking. I can now say, okay, maybe LinkedIn might be useful for them. I can allow LinkedIn here. So LinkedIn will be filtered from the blocked sites here. I'll come back to it. Let's check all that our social networking category place is working. Then content filter, you can also perform content filtering here by pattern, widgets, and all that, which is very important here. You can do content filtering in this aspect. I'll do a video about that later. Then waiting behavior behavior when FortiGate is unreachable. I can block all websites or allow websites. That means if a FortiGate is not able to reach the FortiGate is the threat intelligence service for all the products of Fortinet, which means that all FortiGate is always connected to the FortiGate lab 247 to get signatures and also to ensure that categories of each of these websites are done properly. So if FortiGate is not, and if the FortiGate is not, having access to FortiGate lab, it might not be able to properly, segment or categorize each site. So you can either put to allow all websites or block all websites, depending on what you want to achieve in this context. With URLs by domain and IP address, I want that as well. Then let's leave that. So after setting this up, you can click OK. Then we have block malicious site for everyone. It is not yet effective yet. It won't be in effect until you go to and you apply it in a policy. So yeah, let's create a firewall policy to apply the profile we just created. So click on create, then traffic. We can name it block social media. So yeah, incoming interface, or let's say traffic, internet, traffic users. So allow standard yeah, incoming interface. Your incoming interface will be your local LAN where the users are connecting from. This is my SSID that I created on FortiAP. So it's like an interface that I will select here. Then the outgoing interface would be the WAN interface, which is this. Then our source will be all for now. Destination will be all. Then we have inspection mode flow based. Your NATing system is also in place. Use outgoing interface address. Yes, this also has to do with NATing, so we have to leave it the way it is now. Here we can now apply our security profile. So if you've created a profile for antivirus, you can check it. Select anything here, check it by default. Web filter, you can also select something here like the web filter profile we created the other time, which is block malicious websites. Every other thing would also be put in place. You can put on your certificate inspection, then log all sessions. You can log all sessions, then click OK. So service, okay. So FortiGate notified us that we need to select at least service. So we need to select the service and call it all. So all ports, we can filter service based on HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, or whatever you want to allow, then click OK. So once this is done, I want to move this firewall policy upward. So this is block users from websites. So then let's check the log. Under the log, come to forward traffic. You see most of these sites being blocked. Come to security events, logs, then click on web feature. So we see block, social networking, Facebook, anything that has to do with Facebook is blocked. So you can then go to for URL filtering just to allow only Facebook. Can now go to the security profile, web filter, then come to this malicious website and come to URL filtering. Then let's put in Facebook just to allow it come. Then you allow. Okay. Then after that, you click OK. So what it means is that though we have blocked the category of, social media, like social networking that has to do with all categories under Facebook, LinkedIn, and all that, but we just want to allow Facebook for our users. Then if you go to that, you'll be able to see that it is enabled.